you Mrs. Stevens?
Yes, I am. Are you
Supervisor of the bail bond company? Did you bring the cash?
Yes, well, right here. Wait, isn't there supposed to be some paperwork or something?
I'm just the driver. The company will contact you with the rest of the paperwork you need once that's been paid.
But I thought you just said you were the supervisor.
Yes, the driver's supervisor. If you could just hand me the cash, I have to go.
Are you sure my grandson is in jail?
Yes. Why else would they send me?
Well, shouldn't there be a uniform or a business card or something?
No, only senior supervisors get those.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Well, here you go.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Oh, well, wait. Just a minute. Do you even know how old my grandson is?
I'm not sure. Why?
He's only 9 months old.
Okay. So
Why would a baby possibly be in jail?
if he's a baby, then why did your wife even hand you the phone?
Let's just say when she's off her medication, she has a few screws loose. But what's really interesting is that you knew about that. Considering you're a driver.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
Wait.
What's up?
You might want to look inside that envelope. Open it.
Police badge.
We're under arrest.
I'll take that.
If you ever decide to scam someone again, make sure it's not cops. Take him away.
Let's go.
Well, did you bail Mikey out?
Yes, sweetheart. He's right here.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, we were so worried about you. Oh, such a dear.
Now, did you take your pills this morning, honey?
Oh, I don't think I did. Thank you for reminding me.
Hey, Darman.
I rubbed my eyes to make sure that I wasn't hallucinating, but nope, there he was, my apparently sick boyfriend, dancing intimately with a girl who wasn't me. They were too close to be just friends. I could hear my friends gasping behind me, just as shocked as me. I wanted to go there and pull them apart and maybe hit both of them, but I wasn't a violent person, and I know I couldn't hurt them physically. I looked down at my phone and saw the text I was just about to send my long-term boyfriend. Hey babe, hope you're feeling better now, the text said. I pressed send anyway, just to give him a chance to come clean, I guess. I looked towards him and saw him take out his cell phone, type something, and seconds later my phone beeped. Yeah, just resting in bed. I'm sure my fever will be down by tomorrow. Just as I was about to get out of there, my boyfriend leaned down and kissed the girl, which gave me a better angle to see her face. Oh no, my best friend said behind me, and I know she recognized the girl too. The girl my boyfriend was cheating on me with has been continuously harassing me for the past week or so. This girl was pure evil, and I had never met anyone so rude in my entire life. I could feel my blood boiling at the sight. If I don't get out of here, someone is going to get hurt. So I turned around and left the club. My friends close on my heels. I could feel this burning desire for revenge in my body, and I knew I was about to do something that could go really, really bad. It all started the morning I was running late for my chemistry class and was cycling super fast towards the school. I was in the bike lane, focusing hard on where I was going, when suddenly a car cut me off, making me fall and scrape my knees and hand badly. This day was about to go badly. I just knew it. I looked towards the culprit and saw a girl jump out of a black Lexus. She had sleek blonde hair, tan skin, and bright blue eyes. She was clearly beautiful, but then she opened her mouth. Are you blind? What use glasses when you can't see where you're going, spaz? I looked at her with my mouth open, shocked at her unfair outburst. Clearly, she can see it was her mistake. But I began to say, but she cut me off before I could finish. Oh, whatever, she said, and jumped back into her car and drove away. The rest of the day was uneventful until I met my friends in the cafeteria for a quick lunch. As we were enjoying lunch, I saw the same rude girl from this morning enter the cafeteria. My face must have shown my shock because my friends noticed. Are you okay, Amanda? They asked. So I told them about this morning, which was clearly a mistake. My best friend is extremely confrontational and never holds back. She grabbed my hand and dragged me towards the rude girl. You must tell her that she was in the wrong, Amanda, my best friend almost ordered me. But I don't want to fight and make enemies. I can just let it go, I said, trying to prevent my friend from taking me any closer to the girl. If you don't tell her, then she'd do the same thing to someone else until she ends up hurting someone for real. You must set her straight, Amanda. I realized that my friend was right, so we walked towards the girl together. Hey, I'm Amanda. You might remember me from this morning, I introduced myself. How can I forget your ugly face? What do you want? She sneered back at me, and my friend and I physically took a step back in her offensive tone. What she wants is to tell you that you need to learn to drive straight instead of ramming others on the road. And oh, if you have some time left after spending hours to hide your black soul, you can learn some manners too. Please. My best friend answered back in a super polite tone and a sweet smile on her face. A few people nearby snickered, and it seemed to make the girl snap. She suddenly stumbled slightly on her heels towards us. My hands automatically shot out to steady her, and before I could even touch her, she fell back on the floor and started shouting. How dare you push me? I will file a complaint against you. Her sudden accusation even shut up my friend. Just then Jackson, my boyfriend, appeared next to me. He shot me a look before helping the girl to her feet. The rude girl looked over at my boyfriend once and gave him a big, flirty smile. Amanda, you should apologize to her, my boyfriend said to me. Jax, I didn't even touch her. I looked at him incredulously. Yes, she did. We both saw it. Two girls with flaming red hair suddenly appeared on the side. They weren't even there a minute ago. I started asking people who were around and saw everything to say something, but they just ignored me and walked away. She was mean to everyone. Everyone avoided her. My best friend then started arguing with them, and before we knew it, everyone was speaking at once. Look at what you've done, Amanda. Would it hurt you to apologize? Just say sorry? Jackson snapped at me and pushed me towards the girl. Fine, I'm sorry, I said to her. I grabbed my best friend and headed back to our seat, mad at both the girl and my boyfriend. He had known me since high school. He knows I would never try to physically hurt someone. The rest of the day was thankfully quiet, although I was still angry at Jax for siding with that girl. Weeks passed after that event. The weekend came and many of the students were heading to a party. Jackson asked me to come, but I had a lot to study, so I declined. On Monday, I was in the library when the rude girl and her cohort of friends entered. I decided to ignore them, but it became difficult to do when they sat right next to me. Oh look, the ugly nerd is here, one of them whispered, and the others giggled. Annoyed, I looked towards them, and that rude girl gave me a smirk. She had that look as if she knows something that I don't. I shrugged her off and continued to study. After an hour passed, they left. I was so busy taking notes and reading, I didn't even notice them. A while later, I heard commotion at the librarian's desk. The rude girl and her two friends were there, looking all distraught and staring at me. The librarian approached me, the girls right behind her. What is it? I asked, curious. One of the girls left their cell phone here, and now they can't find it. Have you seen it? She asked me. No, I didn't. She's lying. Who else would it be? She's the only one at this table. You should check her bag, the rude girl interjected. This girl was seriously giving me a headache. We are in high school. Why must she act like a middle school bully? Just to get rid of her, I handed my bag to the librarian. Go ahead, check it, I told the librarian. Imagine my surprise when the librarian produced the cell phone from my bag. I knew it. She's a thief, the rude girl snarked. I sighed and looked at the librarian. If I was really a thief, I wouldn't be so stupid to keep that in my bag. And then I certainly wouldn't hand it over to you, would I? The rude girl laughed sarcastically. Now that you're caught, you'd say just about anything to get out of this situation. You know this will have serious consequences, the girl said, again with that knowing look. Well, there's one thing she doesn't know. The library has cameras and they work. I have spent many hours studying at this very spot. Why don't we check the tape and find out? I said to the rude girl. It was such a joy to see the look on her face as her smile disappeared. The librarian, who has known me for a long time, smiled too and headed back towards her desk, speaking to someone on the phone. The rude girl was staring daggers at me, and then she smiled like a devil. You might have won now, but you'll still lose. I had no time for her pettiness, so I refused to acknowledge her further. A few minutes later, we saw the tape, and there it was. While I was busy studying, one of her friends had slipped the cell phone discreetly in my backpack. Their faces got so red, I feared they might pop a nerve or two. The librarian asked me if I wanted to move the complaint to the higher-ups, but I refused. I just wanted these girls to leave me alone and let me focus on my studies. If I was them, I'd never approach me after such humiliation. And I was right. Weeks passed, and whenever these girls were anywhere near me, they gave me a wide berth. Once I saw the rude girl talking to Jax, but when she saw me walking up to them, she quickly went away. I think she's constantly scared that I might take action against her and get her in trouble. What did she want? I asked Jax after the girl had run off. Nothing. She was just asking for notes. We're in one of the same classes, he replied nonchalantly before changing the subject. Weeks later, I finally had a weekend free and was super excited about it. I texted Jackson asking him if he wanted to spend the weekend with me. I couldn't help feeling down when Jackson told me that he came down with a fever and would be spending the weekend resting. Well, I'll stay in as well then. You should rest and get better soon. I texted back. Then an idea came to me. Jackson loves the chocolate chip cookies I make. I instantly started working on it, knowing how happy he would be when I took it to him Sunday morning. Just as I placed the cookie batter in the refrigerator, my friend showed up. Come on, this party is going to be fun. Why aren't you coming? My best friend grabbed my hand and jumped up and down, making me smile. I don't know. I don't feel good partying when Jackson is sick. It feels wrong, I answered honestly. You moping around won't help him either. You've been studying so hard for the past couple of days, you deserve a good time, my other friend added. I knew I couldn't resist my friends for longer, so I finally agreed. The party was only a few streets down, so we all walked there. As we approached the house, we could hear loud music and several people could be seen loitering outside. I took out my cell phone to shoot a text to Jackson. Someone opened the door and the music was even louder now. It was too loud and crowded, and everyone was screaming to talk. Let's find a room with less crowd, my best friend said in my ear. She hates too much crowd. I walked ahead and up the stairs. I could already see the crowd thinning here, and people were dancing on the makeshift dance floor. I was just looking around curiously when I saw Jackson. I could feel my blood boiling at the sight. If I don't get out of here, someone is going to get hurt. So I turned around and left the club, my friends close on my heels. I could feel this burning desire for revenge in my body, and I knew I was about to do something that could go really, really bad. What are we going to do, Amanda? Please don't tell me that you won't confront him, my best friend said, as we all rushed back towards the dorms. No, bestie, I'm not going to confront him. At least, not yet, I replied with what I am sure was an evil grin on my face. What do you mean? My other friend asked excitedly. I have a plan, and I'll need all of your help. I looked at each one of them, and I already knew that they were...
Good morning. Well, it's afternoon, but...
Yeah.
Who's that, Juju? Is that your friend? Is that your friend, Juju? Is that your friend, baby? Yeah, that's your friend. Did she come out?